How are you all doing? I appreciate every single one of you. This is Life with Marlene, and I am your Florida vlogger. Okay, so today I wanted to come live and to talk about what life are you choosing. I want to say that all of the Gems family, we all have a choice to make in this life. We can all choose to do nothing. We can choose to complain about our life. We can choose to be around drama people. We can choose to believe in the hype and to stay stuck, or we can choose to make our own path. And I wanted to say that to everybody. You know, we may not be able to choose who our relatives are. We can't make a choice on who we're related to. Sometimes we can't even choose the right person to be in a romantic relationship with. Sometimes you can't even find the right friends. You know, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But I did want to say to everybody, but we always can make a choice on what we choose to do with our life. And this topic, now being a time for spring, I believe spring is a time to reset, to renew, to restore, to being our best self, the best self that you have ever been. Sometimes we underestimate our potential. Sometimes we stop ourselves from being who we deserve to be because we're nervous or we're uncomfortable or we're listening to other people, but it's just not working. And I'm saying this coming from a place of I'm working on some things behind the scenes for me, and everything that I work on, I also want to share with my Gems family too. Don't think that it's ever too late. It's never too late. You're never too old. You've never done anything that is so bad that that there is no hope for you. Challenge yourself to have the life that you want. Challenge yourself. And it is a major challenge. It's a major challenge to allow yourself to be your best self and to choose to live the life of your dreams. That is a choice. You can choose to complain. You can choose to be negative. You can choose to blame other people, or you can choose to pick up yourself and to start where you are, and that is what it's all about. I did that about 6 months ago. I said I hated the life that I had. I hated the job that I had. I hated some of the people that were in my life. I was just very unhappy, very miserable. Hi to whoever is in here. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, JKM. You have to make a choice to want better in your life. You have to make a choice to be better. You have to make a choice to love your own self. I'm doing amazing. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing great. So that's one of the things that I had to say, making sure that you love yourself. Make sure that you're happy and you're doing everything that you need to be your happiest. Marlene is my name. Hi, Miss Betty. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday, hump day. I wanted to come on and to give you guys a positive message on this Wednesday. I hope you had a great work day if you worked, or a great school day, all of those things. Hi, LGO. How are you? Welcome. I want to say this: anybody who doesn't like their life currently, whether it's you financially are not in the space you want to be, you don't have the friends you want to have, a romantic relationship, or maybe you're just unhappy with yourself, because sometimes we can have some unresolved issues from trauma or pain or whatever from the past. But we can always make a choice to shift our life to be what we want it to be. It's all about making choices and choosing better, choosing the better portion, choosing happiness, choosing joy, and then going about making our life the way that we want it to be. And I say this because exactly 6 months ago, I made a choice to shift my life. I hated the job that I had, and I knew that if I hate it, I'm gonna have to do something because I have bills, I have responsibilities. And exactly 6 months ago, I started saving some money so that I could be able to switch from that job to a different job. So, first of all, whatever it is that you don't like in your life, you have to make a plan of action to change it. What is it that you want to change? You can change anything that you don't like. See, that's the thing, is you have to come to that thought in your mind. I don't like it. I want better. I can do better. That is something that a lot of times we don't get to the space and the place that we want to, because we don't think that we can do better. And I want to say that to anybody, whatever it is, don't settle for friendships, romantic relationships, other people, jobs. If you're unhappy and you want a better life, go for it. But it does mean planning. I'm not going to say to anybody, oh, go quit your job, go do this, anything rational. We have to think, but making a plan and putting it together. 6 months ago, I made up a plan how I was going to shift from the job that I hated into a better job. It's manifesting. First, you have to say, I want better than this. Then, you had to say, oh, hi, Sirius. You have to say to yourself, I want better. Then you have to say, I can do better. And then the third point is doing the better thing, right? Doing the better thing. And that's where a lot of us get stuck, instead of worrying about what other people think or feeling that we have to stay places. And it's not just a job. It could be the treatment that you're getting from whoever is not treating you the best way, even when it comes to social media, because that's a thing too. Yes, happy Wednesday, Sirius. Happy Wednesday to everybody who is in the chat, in the replay, in the background. I appreciate every single one of you. Hey, Miss Tracy, how are you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you, all of you, for being here. Yes, mine is going amazing, amazing, amazing. Appreciate you guys being there. Hope you guys are having a great day. But about 6 months ago, I made a choice to make a drastic change in my life. A drastic change. And I'm so happy that I made the choice, because sometimes you could be at a job, in a relationship, you could be doing all of these things and you hate it. You hate the job. Like I used to be like, oh, I hate going to this job. I don't like the people here. But then you're not doing anything to shift it and to make it better. Or say, for instance, it's romantic relationship. Maybe that job, that relationship has come to the conclusion, like you're not growing in it. There's no peace. You don't see yourself happy. You're not growing in that relationship. So that's a lot of things. Hi, Shashawn. How are you? Welcome. So if you don't see yourself growing in a relationship, it's like, what am I going to do? See, that's the thing, that you have to put that in your mind. I can do better than this. I don't have to settle. A lot of times that's what we'll do, right? We'll settle and think that we have to stay in a romantic relationship. We'll have to stay in a friendship. You have to stay at a job. You have to stay in your present circumstances. You have to deal with the foolishness from relatives, okay? And we don't. You can always make choices and then a plan of action towards improving your life. And like I said, 6 months ago, I made a choice that I hated that job, and I shifted it and I manifested a better life. I manifested it. I said, I said, I can't take this anymore. This is so stressful. I don't like the people here. I want something higher paying, less stress. But I wasn't doing anything about it. So I went about, I looked and I found, and I landed a better job. But first, you have to believe that you can get better, that you deserve better. And then you have to set up the choices to be able to receive those things. Yes, tap the like on coming in. I hope everybody is doing amazing. King Morgan says, I choose to live a happy life. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you're well, Tyrone. So that's the thing that I want to say to everybody. Make sure that you keep checking in on yourself, checking in on your mental health, checking in on yourself financially, spiritually, your health. You got to take care of yourself. And I was going through a lot of things a few months ago. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, but I was going through a lot of things. I was really, really unhappy where I was. I was not growing in that job. Actually, I felt like I was getting more and more responsibilities, and there was no recognition, there was no growth. The math wasn't mathing with the job. It's like they give you all of these responsibilities and you're not compensated for it. So now I have a better job, more pay, less stress. It's a win-win for me. And the next thing that I'm going to do, I'll share it with you when that manifests. You know, I like to walk in silence. I work on my plan. I put it into action because I already said 2025 was going to be my year. I was going to build. I was going to heal. I was going to manifest the things that I wanted, the things that I deserved, and I was going to trust God. I was going to trust God for everything in my life. I was going to trust Him to open doors. I was going to trust Him to close doors. I was going to trust Him to give me confidence, because it's not me. Sometimes people think that the confidence comes from within. And yes, I do work on myself. Yes, I do try. I put forth the effort, but at the same time, you have to walk in line with your plans. You have to walk in line for the things that you're asking for. You have to walk in line for the things that you pray about. And just jump. Just step into it. Make the plan, believe in yourself, pray about it, and then go for it. I want to say that to somebody who has been holding back from doing something that they want to do. And it's a scary thing to take a leap of faith. Yeah. Yes, there is. Sometimes you have to leap out on faith. And it is so scary. It is so scary to step out on faith. It is so scary to be on that ledge with your fears and your insecurities, and you'll be trying to talk yourself out of it. This won't work. No, don't do that to yourself. Don't sabotage your own success. So I want to say this. It's not something I'm just saying to you guys just to say it, just to have this topic. I'm talking about something that I'm doing in real time. I'm working on me. And I want you to say that to yourself. I'm working on me. I'm a work in progress. Better is coming to me. Everything that I put out will succeed. I believe in speaking over my life positive affirmations. I believe in not allowing other people's projection of their insecurities to be my portion. What other people think about me is none of my business. My portion is success, is happiness, is peace, is elevation, is teaching, productivity. Yeah, all of those things. And I want all of those things and more, not only for myself, but to everyone that I encounter, everyone that I meet. I found when I started to be happier, to be healthier, to have more peace, my peace was abundant. You radiate who you are. You give people what you personally possess. And now that I'm learning to embrace every part of me, even today, this is hard for me. Hey, wellness, how are you doing? Welcome. This is something that's hard for me to accept my natural hair. I'm working on me, and I promised myself that I was going to work on me and be my real, true, authentic self. And to be your authentic self, it means you have to embrace every part of you. And for me, I'm not saying it's for you or anybody else, I'm just speaking for myself, is allowing myself to be vulnerable and love every part of me, and even my hair, without attachments, without straightening, without anything. Just, this is me, and looking at myself and loving her. And the same thing for you all, looking at yourself and loving yourself for how you are. You know, sometimes we don't always have the supermodel body. You know, there's going to be, you know, stretch marks and rolls and dips and all kinds of things. But I just wanted to say that to somebody. If you don't like something about yourself, change it. If you don't like your attitude, if you don't like that you are not in control of your emotions, if you don't like your hair, you know, I'm on a healthy hair journey too as well. Healthy on everything. I always say healthy from the inside out. First, I had to work on being healthy in me, like how I was eating, how I take care of myself, the people I surround myself with. And then it started to go to the outside, because when you take care of the inside, the outside, it shows, you know, your body shape. You know, it affects your mental health, the health of your hair, you know, your nails, your teeth. That's another project that I am also working on. You guys know that dental care is not cheap, but I'm working on some things so that I can be my best self. And I say that to you all too. You know, even though it's scary sometimes, this is the year of confronting your fears. And so when you face them, you don't have anything to be afraid of anymore. That's something that I'm working on within me. Looking at myself and letting that be nothing, that I don't have anything to be afraid of. I receive, I accept everything about me. Your natural hair looks healthy. Allow it to breathe. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I want to say to all the ladies, I know this is a message that a lot of people do not talk about, but learn to love yourself with no extras. Love your hair, love your body, love your skin, love your smile, love your personality. Just love yourself. And also the gentleman, love how you look, love your body, love your mind, love your hopes and your promises. Love yourself inside out. And if there's something that you don't love about yourself, do some work. Do some work on yourself. Do some work on you know, trying to find a way how to heal yourself from the inside. What can you do to be healed, to be happier, to have more peace, to have more joy? And that's where I wanted to start today's topic and discussion. Looking at ourselves and being an empty slate. And I know for myself, I had a really bad problem with drinking water. That was something that I just started. It's only been about a year where I've really been on a good regimen of drinking 16 ounces of water a day. It probably should be more, but that is way better than what I used to do. I used to only do 1 or 2 a day, and now I'm up to 4 bottled waters a day. And the next thing that I'm working on is cutting out a lot of the sugary stuff, salt, fried food, but I don't overwhelm myself by things. You know, today is about choices and making a choice to see things in ourselves that we don't like, that is not good, and being mature enough, being honest enough with ourselves, that I need to work on me. I need to do better. And if there's something that I need to do, then go for it. You know, to all you ladies, to all the gentlemen, if there's something that you want to do in your life, you can, you know, whatever that is, you know. For me, I'm always trying to keep my weight at a healthy weight. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, you know, I got off track eating a lot of garbage. The work that I was doing, working at nights, is not conducive to a healthy weight. You know, you're up. So of course I was eating lots of junk food, garbage, chips, pizza, this, candy, all the fried foods. But I'm accountable for that, you know. I don't run from it. I don't blame anybody that I had gained weight, that, you know, I got off track for my goals. Now I'm making a better choice for me, making better choices. So I say that to everybody. What are we going to do in 2025 to make today better? Don't worry about yesterday, 6 months ago, a year ago, today. So my goal for just this month, because I find that that helps me a lot, to just focus on today. What can I do today to make my year better? It's small choices can make a big impact in your life. Small choices. So first I started off with drinking water. Then I got back into my exercise. Then I shifted and got a different job. Then I started cutting off some toxic people in my life. It's small little choices, and all of that adds up to big changes in your life, because it makes me feel so much better to be able to, like my waist, you know, my stomach is going back flat again. I'm taking better care of my skin and my hair. I'm doing the things that I want to do. I'm not living for other people's accolades and what they think. It's about what I think, and I no longer allow people to make the choices for me, because that was going on for a while in my life too. I like people start making choices for you. You're going to go here, and you're going to go there, and you're going to do this, and you're going to go that. No, don't make choices for me, you know? Don't make choices for me. Don't try me. I'm fully grown. I'm fully grown over here. So one of the things, it was so hard for me because I'm a person that I don't like controversy. I don't like drama. Okay. So I had to speak up for myself. You got to get a backbone for people in your life, because you can love them, but they don't love you. They just say they love you, but it's only they love you because they want something from you, or they want you to do something for them, but let you not do it. See, that's when I always said that love is an action word, okay? Love should be tested. Test out that love. They love you. Well, what are they willing to do because they love you? If they're not willing to make changes in your life, if they're not willing to be supportive or stop doing things that will stress you out, they don't love you no matter what they say. Okay? That's the truth. People will always talk about how much they love you, but they don't love you if they're not willing to make any sacrifices for you. When's the last time they do something nice for you? And I don't mean just financially, like buying you things, but just doing something nice. Hi, Thay. How are you? Appreciate you. Oh, that's nice. That's nice of you to say. I just started growing it again. What was it? 2024? The beginning of 2024, I cut my hair off again. And it's just starting back off healthier. So thank you. Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I missed some comments. Let's see. I'm sure it is scary, but if you believe in the higher power, you will prevail. Yes, you will. You will prevail. Some people compare themselves to others. God made us uniquely designed. We have to be comfortable in our own skin. You gotta love your own self. Right, Miss Tracy? Siri says, I started a daily regimen with drinking a lot of water and exercising 3 to 4 times a week. That's awesome, Sirius. Do you go to the gym, or do you do workouts at home, or do you just walk or run or something? I do a combination of things. So I can I do a combination of things so that I can be happy, because I get bored from things easy. I do like one day of the week, I'll do an at-home workout like from a streaming service. Then another time I'll go for a walk by the beach. And another day I'll do like some pool, I almost said aerobics. And other times I'll go into a class. So it's a combination of things that I like a change. I don't like to do the same thing all the time. That's just me. Everybody is different. But the most important thing is that we get some exercise no matter what it is. I have a friend that I'm so proud of right now, and she just started her health and wellness routine, and I'm proud of her because she, like when you gain weight, I know about that. When you gain weight, it's like you're very self-conscious. You don't want anybody looking at you, or so until you feel comfortable, just stay at home. How I lost my first 20 pounds years ago was all I did was listen to some music on streaming services, and every day I walked about 30 minutes in place. I didn't go to a gym. I wasn't outside. 30 minutes every day. I just walked in place, and that's how I lost 20 pounds in about 2 months, 2.5 months. That's how I lost 20 pounds. So you don't have to go to a gym in order to be healthy. And there's also chair exercises. You can swim. There's no excuse really, if you want to. Sarah says, I also walk the nearby trail. Oh, I love that. I have not done that in a long time. You just gave me a good idea, Sirius. Yeah, I always want to talk about some healthy things that we can do to take care of ourselves. And sometimes we just cannot afford a gym, and that's okay. If you cannot afford a gym, you don't like a gym, you don't have to go to a gym. Walk at home, lift some weights, do deep breathing, do some Pilates, do whatever. Hi, Eric. How are you? Yes, walking is great exercise. Yep. So that's one of the things that I had to do for myself, is just learn to find out what I wanted to do, believe in myself, I have enough confidence, and then go for it. So anybody who is feeling like kind of discouraged when it comes to your weight or anything in your life, like some disappointments, maybe you're sad, maybe you're like me, you just recently went through a loss, whether you're grieving, maybe you're unhappy with a job, maybe the people around you are not supportive or not loving to you, maybe you feel lonely. There's so many situations that happen. Oh, I'm really happy that you're here, Eric. There's so many situations that happen in life that makes us feel discouraged, and people really don't talk about discouragement enough. There's a lot of things to make us discouraged in this life, so much, like just the stress of life, the day-to-day, trying to pay bills, dealing with other people and their personalities, not even to mention the things that we have going on, because everybody has something different. Everybody has some type of issues. We all do. But don't let those issues overwhelm you, And it's easy to let those issues overwhelm you when you don't have support. But you have to be confident and believe in yourself, even if other people don't. How often do I get my nails done? As often as I can. I try to, like, every twice a month. So I just took off my set of nails. I have no nails right now, but I'm making my nails breathe for a moment, but I'm gonna go back and get myself a fresh set next week. You gotta, everything, you know, give your nails, your hair, everything some breathing time. Even my skin today, I didn't even bother. There's no foundation on my face. I do have eyeliner on and some lip gloss, but that's all I did today. Washed my hair, and this is how it looks. This is how my hair looks with no products but some of that aloe curling gel. That's it. Some aloe curling gel. That's it. With flaxseed, I think flaxseed oils. Yeah, I have nothing. Nothing on my nails. It's like there's nothing. I'm completely what is it called? Free. My hair, my skin, nails, everything. Thank you very much, Eric. Seriously, ironically, I did the same thing with my nails. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take everything off, like no color whatsoever on your hands, on your feet, and just take a break for like 2 weeks. But then I'm gonna come back in 2 weeks, and you're gonna see my nails. My favorite nail polish color. I love to have red nails, but I love to have red nails. I think red nails is just pretty on all women. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. So I wanted to say that to everybody. No matter what is going on in your life, go for it. Believe in yourself. Hi, Miss Purple. How are you doing? Hey, beautiful. Blessings, Queen. So I wanted to say that to everybody. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever other people think about you is none of your business. Push all that to the side. Forget everybody else. Forget everything else and focus on you. Oh, I love to hear that. I'm so glad you're better. I want to see you out doing things. I want to see some vlogs from Miss Purple. I want to see some vlogs from other people, but you got to take care of yourself, everybody. And it's not something I'm just saying. It's something that I had to make a choice because I was not doing good about 6 to 7 months ago, but I had to change that around. I was not making choices that was good for my mental health. I was choosing other people instead of choosing me. And we'll do that sometimes, making choices for our relatives, making choices for if you have children, making choices for everybody but yourself. And you'll be slipping away. Like you'll be like not doing good health wise. You'll not be doing good financially. I don't like that. I don't like to see when people aren't doing good because they have not spoken up for themselves. And I want to say that to everybody, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, even kids. You got to take care of yourself. You can't let people make other people happy and you're unhappy, because you'll be doing all of these things for everybody, kids, spouse, this person, that person, this, everybody. You'll be showing up for everybody, but you're not showing up for yourself. Make sure you turn your phone off and you go for your walk, or you go and do something for yourself. You do something to pour into yourself, even if it's just sitting in nature, taking a long drive. There's a lot of things that you can do, and it's free. It doesn't have to cost you no big amount of money. And I'm a person that I love the spa life. I love luxury hotels. That's just me. I love that stuff. But at the same time, I don't get out of control with it. But I do give myself that 2 to 3 times a year. I give myself my luxury vacations because I work hard and I deserve it. And I don't have to explain that to nobody else. Hey, Realist, how are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Wednesday. So I want to say that to somebody who needs to hear it. You don't need anybody's permission to handle your business. I don't know each of you personally, and you guys don't know me personally, but I openly share things with you guys because I care. I care not only about myself, but I care about other people. I care about other humans, and I want you all to be your best. This channel, Life with Marlene, is dedicated to that because there was a time period I can't ever forget, back in 2007, when I was in a really dark space in my life. You guys know, who have followed me from my other channel, that dark space that I was in, and I was thinking about doing some self-harming things, and for some reason, maybe it's others' prayers, maybe it was something, but for some reason I'm still here. And I think that I'm here because I have a purpose, I have a message, I have people who need to hear what I'm saying today, and I'm grateful to be here. And I say that because I am making better choices. You guys should make better choices. You should, if there's something, whatever it is that you want to do, there's always things that we need to do for our self-improvement, for your betterment, for your peace of mind, for your mental health. And for myself, I had to block a few people recently in my life. Actually, last week I had to block another person in my life, because when you tell people about a boundary and they disrespect it, no, I don't do that. And I don't want you guys to either. Everything that I say over here, I don't have unreasonable expectations. Everything that I ask from other people is the same thing that you can expect from me. Okay? Yes. Oh no, I'm glad God gave you strength and care. Yeah, but you know, I think everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. It's just that everybody doesn't share it. But I know that there are people that have had those same moments of depression, feelings of worthlessness, self-doubt, loneliness. Everybody has had it, but not everybody deals with it in the same way. Some people can pull themselves out of the dark space and other people can't. Some people need medication. Some people need therapy. Some people need a combination. Some people just need somebody to confide in, you know, and that's what I needed. All I needed was somebody to say, hey, Marlene, I still want you to be here. And that was it. That was like, okay, then I'll keep trying. And other people need a little more than that. You know, some people need their faith. Some people need a friend, you know. Miss Purple says, I've been depressed lately. Well, we're going to pray for Miss Purple that depression flies away. It removes. We remove that evil and that wickedness, that darkness, and we pray that it gets removed, deleted out of your life, okay? Because we want to see happiness, prosperity, okay? We want to see that for you, Miss Purple. Cirrus says they don't tell their, I think you mean business. They don't tell their business because of judgment and embarrassment. Yeah. And I understand why, you know. But I'm a person that I don't care. I tell my business on here and I don't care what anybody has to say about me because they're not living my life. They don't pay no bills in this house, okay? So I don't care what anybody has to say, you know. And being on social media, you got to be tough. You got to have tough skin to deal with people, because people will tell you some nasty things. People have told me how ugly my hair was. That people have told me that, you know, I need to give up. I'm not good at this. You need to stop doing social media. You're not good at it. It's not working. I've got all kinds of nasty comments, but that's what other people's opinions. And I have learned the hard way to stop letting other people's opinions of me stop me. That's your opinion. If a person doesn't like you, doesn't want to help you, doesn't want to see you elevated, it's probably because they don't feel good about themselves. Okay? That's usually how it goes, right? People do not like when they can't break you. Yeah, sending you hugs and love, Miss Purple. So much of it. You know, I can't say I know how you feel, but I know how I felt when I was in a major depression. And I mean, that was such a dark cloud in my life. I was just, wow, just in the bed, crying all the time, just feeling so sad. And I didn't even have the strength to call anybody. So I'm grateful that I had some people in my life that came by anyways, even though I said I don't want to see nobody, I don't want to talk to nobody. They was like, girl, bye, what's going on? Hey, they was like, hey, get up, clean yourself up, we're going out. So, you know, I hope you guys have people like that that love you that much. And I'm grateful for those friends that I had. And I can say that I have real friends. I don't have many of them, but I got a few friends, maybe about 4 or 5 good friends. And they were like, I don't like you like this. If you need to cry, they let me cry on their shoulder about some things I was going through. And then they were like, okay, you've had your good cry. Okay, get yourself together and we're taking you out. And that's what you need. So you need to have people like that that will support you when this is not good. You know, it can't always be you being positive. Sometimes you need somebody to give you what you don't possess. You need somebody to elevate you during that time. Hi, Miss Ruthie. How are you doing? Rilla says everybody been through it one way or another. Yeah. And everybody has different things, right? We all have different things. Sometimes people have a financial struggle. Sometimes it's the health struggle. Sometimes it's your problems in your romantic relationship. Sometimes it's your kids. And sometimes it's all of it. Like some people just be going through it and everything. Like your man or woman acting up, kids acting up. You don't know how you're going to pay a bill. Your health is not in a good space, and then you're dealing with probably some issues with your mental health. It's a lot. And that's why I say it's important to have people that really love you and will check on you and will be kind to you. And it's not just a relationship where they're only there to use you. You got to get rid of those people. You have to eliminate those people out of your life. And I know that it's hard, but I had to block some relatives. I had to block some alleged friends, but they're not friends. They're only there when they can know your business. They're only there when you can give them money or a ride or this or that. But if they have to do anything for you, they're not around. They haven't texted you, they haven't called you, they haven't showed up, they haven't done nothing for you. And that's why I mind mine. I'm focused on me now. And I always say, if that means I'm selfish, then that means I'm selfish. Sarah says, I keep my circle small, but I do have friends that I can share certain things with. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what we all need. Everybody needs people that will love them in the good times and the bad times. And I'll be clear about this because a lot of people won't say this, but there's more bad times than good times. And if you have people in your life that they will be there for you in your dark hours, your sad times, your rough times. I am the sort of person that I don't like a big group when things start going good. I just want my 1 or 2 people that have been supporting me all along to be there in my happy moments. I'm not a person that I want to be just because people are your family or people is that you've known, associates. That doesn't mean that you're going to be there in my happy moments. That's an invite only. I'm that type of person. No, it's like, aren't you graduating? Aren't you doing this? Or didn't you get this? Didn't you? Yeah. Why didn't you tell me? Because you are an associate. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, that you put them in a category. They put themselves in that category, actually. Just because you're a relative, that doesn't mean I call you my family. Just because I've known you for years does not mean you're in my close circle. You're an associate. You're somebody I know of. You're a coworker. You're somebody I have to deal with. I have to deal with you, but it doesn't go outside of that in the personal, like, close knit. No, you're not going to know my business. No, you're not going to know anything about any of my relationships and what's going on in here and the things that I'm doing to elevate in my life. Nope. People don't get access to that. And that is the thing. People don't like when they don't have access to know your business, when they don't have access to your light, when they don't have access to getting support or financial help. Now they're mad. This is something that I have never understood. Why do people get upset and angry when they can't access you anymore? You haven't been acting right. Like somebody asked somebody else, why did Marlene block me? Why do you think Marlene blocked you? You got blocked because you're controlling, manipulative, you don't tell the truth, you don't keep your word. I don't deal with those people anymore. You know, I would rather somebody say, I'm not sure, but don't tell me yes, and you know it's no. You know, or things aren't working or whatever. I like people who know how to be honest. Like, don't think you can pull a wool over my eyes. You know, everything that people do in the dark, it always comes to the light. What you do in the dark always comes to the light. So if you think you're going to play games with somebody, you're going to play the field, I may not know, but trust me, that light will shine on and somebody's going to tell me something, text me a picture. I always find out things. That's one thing that I will say about my life. You don't have to tell me anything. You could manipulate me, all these things. It's always been revealed. I always get protected from things because of that. Always. Hey, real odds and evens. How are you doing? Yeah, I know that's right. I always get protected from things, and I think that it's a part of being in tune with the spirit. It's being in tune with yourself, you know, just not listening to all of the hogwash. I love you. How many of us have been into that, where we're so consumed with the people that say they love us instead of what does that love do? How is that love serving you? What is the purpose of that love, you know? Because, you know, just people saying they love you just to be able to be around you, to have access to you, or just because they're your family, that don't work for me. Everybody in my life that is close to me, they have to work to keep that spot. It's not a spot that you get it just because of whatever. You don't just get a space in my life. Just like the same thing, vice versa. I don't just get a spot in people's life. You have to actively work to deserve it. And that's what some people don't understand. You have to work in order to deserve a space in people's heart, to work to get a space in people's life. People have to want to spend their quality time with you, not feeling forced to do it, or you have to. You don't have to do nothing you don't want to. And this is my year of that. I don't have to do nothing I don't want to do. I'm going to do what I am going to do. I'm going to do what God says I'm supposed to do. And that's on period. That's on everything. I put that on everything. Yes, they speak with words and not with actions. And ain't that a shame? those sort of people are very, very sad. I feel sorry for those type of individuals, but what can you do about it? All you can ever do in this life is make better choices, and that's it. That's it. And I am at a space in my life where I'm too grown. I'm too healed. I've put in not only a lot of time, I put in therapy, I put in tears, I put in honesty, I put in too much work to deal with foolishness. I put in too much work to be taken advantage of, or people to play mind games and manipulate and cheat. And I don't have time. So that's the reason why people will mess around and find out, oh, how come I'm blocked? You go in the corner and think about it, and then you'll find out. Don't ask me, because there's certain people I will put them on timeout, and there's other people that are blocked and they can never come back. There's no circling the block. No, can't ever come back. And that includes relatives. I put anybody in that category. It's one standard for everybody. The words of my mother, I'm not taking any wooden nickels. Yeah, no fakeness, right? Yes, amen, Miss Purple. Undoubtedly. Yes, they speak with their words and not with their actions. And that's what people do. Real Odds and Even says, I had to let go of some people who were like that, and it was so hard to detach the I love you scheme, but I got through it. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people, I don't know if people don't think that you'll ever catch them. Like, some people think that, that's what I just went through recently. You think you could put me on a shelf, ghost me, not talk to me, cheat, manipulate, lie, do everything underhanded, and then when you find that you have the time, when you find that, everything that you were doing out there, dark and dirty, was not benefiting you, and when you find out the type of friend, the type of love that I get, now you're going to try to come back? You think that you can come back? That's what I find to be interesting about people. People will take you for granted and then think that they can come back in your life. Like, you can come back over here. Like, I wish you the best, but you got to move on with your life. Talking about they're sorry and they want to try again. I was like, girl or boy, bye. You cannot come back. Move on with your life. You better put on your walking shoes, because I'm not the one. Real Odds and Even says, I just read that. Yeah, you're not lying. Sirius says, my heart is no longer a waiting room. I love that. I love that, Sirius. I love that for you. Realist, what are you laughing for? What's funny? Real Odds and Even says, facts, Sirius. Yep. But a lot of times people just don't know how to appreciate people. And I feel like that's so sad, that people don't know how to appreciate a person in their romantic relationship. People don't know how to appreciate a good girlfriend or boyfriend, or a good wife, a good husband. Children don't know how to appreciate their parents. Siblings don't know how to appreciate their sibling. People just don't understand about loyalty, kindness, and you're not just going to pick that up. You're not just going to find somebody loyal just out there on the streets. You're not just going to find somebody compassionate and understanding. You're not going to find another me, just like the same you. You're not going to find anybody who is like the person that they have, because there's only one you. I believe 100% in individuality, loving yourself, celebrating yourself, and having your own life. So, I hope Miss Purple is still in here. Try to start doing some things for yourself, Miss Purple. Everybody who's in here, not just Miss Purple, because I'm doing that too in my life too. make sure you're doing something for yourself, okay? Make sure you're doing something that shows that you love yourself every day. Speak over your life, speak and affirm, manifest positivity, and anything that's outside of positivity, anything that is like using people, manipulating people, controlling people, jealous people, get them out of your life, cut them off. I don't care who they are. I don't care how long you've known them. I don't care what they say. I don't care how many times they promise and they're going to make changes. Don't believe that smoke. Don't believe their lies, because it's all lies. People only want to promise to change when they get caught. Let them go. Cut ties to those people, because you're never going to be your best self unless you let go of those people. You won't. You're never going to be happy. You'll never be your happiest self until you release those people from your life. And it's hard. I'm not going to lie. I won't even capitalize. Oh, it was easy. I cut them off and I was happy right away. No. People don't understand that it's really hard to let go of people. You don't stop loving them, but you hate their behavior. Hi, Miss Lynn. How are you? Happy Wednesday. You hate people's behavior. You hate the way people treat you. And you know that you deserve better. Okay? You know that. You know you deserve better. So don't settle for less than you deserve. Don't. Okay? Do not settle for less than you deserve. Okay? That's a choice too. Thinking, one day they'll appreciate me. Like I get so sick of seeing people be, taken advantage of, a good wife, a good husband, a good friend, a good employee. I get so sick of people who just think, I can talk to you any way I want to. I don't have to do nothing. And also, it's us too. We have to make a choice to stop enabling people, Stop doing everything for everybody that does not deserve it. I hope whoever needs to hear that message got it. Stop doing things for people that would not be willing to do those same things for you. You're showing up for them. You're supporting them. You're being nice. You're being kind. You're giving them money. You're doing this. You're doing that. And they are doing nothing for you. Nothing. It's just a taking. That's one-sided. And you also have to make a choice to say, I don't got to take that. I don't got to take that. You need to move along. Even sometimes you have to go to the extent of you have to literally, physically move away from those people. I have been there too. You have to, don't even tell nobody. You're ready. Okay, I'm going to get myself this apartment over here. And you're making your plans. You're saving your money. And one day they come to that spot where you are living and everything you have is gone. Ooh, and it feels good when you do it too. Is that petty? Oh well, then that's what it is. Sometimes you have to be petty. Sometimes you have to do things to save yourself. Sometimes you just gotta start over again, new and fresh, so that you can keep your sanity. Because dealing with some people, you will lose your mind. Dealing with them, you will literally lose your mind. I had to do it to save myself. You literally sometimes have to move out. And don't say nothing. Don't even say a word. I'm leaving you. I can't take. No. There are certain times in life where we have to stop talking and it's time for action. Because I got to save me. I only got one me in this skin, in this flesh and blood. I get one me. And if you don't know how to appreciate me, I got to choose me. No. Stop talking about what you don't like and make the choice and choose yourself. Yeah, we never give ourselves time to just feel and just understand how we are being in the moment. But you got to make that choice, okay? You got to make the choice to choose yourself. You got to make the choice to love yourself and know that you're enough. Okay? Even if they're upset, even if they're angry, even if you feel lonely. I always say this all the time. It's better to be single and happy than to be in a romantic relationship and be single in a couple in a relationship. I feel like that's some of the craziest mess in this world, and I've been in it. All in a relationship and still single. Like, how are you in a relationship and they don't spend time with you, they don't talk to you, they don't treat you right? No. It's better to walk away than to stay stuck. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just the messenger delivering the message. Yep. Yes, they feel they own people for life, and it's a shock when you're like, nope. Yeah, and you don't. Don't give them your power, everybody. Don't. Okay? So, that's all. I enjoyed this chit chat, hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys are doing your best and you are making the best choice for you. Choose yourself, fill up your cup, love yourself, be positive, block people that you need to block, even sometimes literally move away. Don't tell people about your moves that you're making. You know, I always speak about walking in silence and minding your business. What matters is what you think. What matters is what you want. Go for your dreams and love yourself. Okay, guys? I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's topic and discussion. I wish you all the best, the best, the best. Be your best. This is Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, the like. If you're watching in the replay, leave me a comment. I love your comments. Everybody, be blessed, be your best self, and make better choices for you. This is Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger, and I'll see you guys on the next one.